in 7th grade. But by the time I was 49, I was the turbulence training trainer of the year. So how did that happen? 2 words, 7th grade, strikes terror into the hearts of many people, definitely me. I changed schools in 7th grade, and I'd been pretty popular in 6th grade. I was even on the student council. But we moved from Carefree, Arizona to Scottsdale, Arizona, and I moved to the very bottom of the social totem pole. It was pretty awful. Class was hard because I was picked on and bullied. Lunch was really hard for the same reason, but the worst was PE, physical education. And because 7th grade is the year that we all had to run the mile. And I can't remember how many days a week we had to run the mile, but what I do remember is that I almost how to run. Now that I'm 61, one of the things that I learned when I did my was trainer of the year in 2013, one of the things that I learned was how to use intervals. When I was in 7th grade and I was a gym class reject and I couldn't figure out how to run the mile, the problem is that everybody would start in a pack at the beginning and would sprint really fast and then would slow down. And that's what I was doing. I was running in the pack and would get exhausted and then would end up falling behind and ending up having to walk. What I know today, and actually I can run a mile, I know I can run a mile in under 12 minutes today. I don't know if I ever managed to run a mile in under 10, but I didn't learn how to run at all until I was pretty much 50 years old, almost 50 years old. But what I learned was by using intervals, by going fast for 20 seconds, then slowing down for 10, I'd actually get to the point where I was consistently running for the entire mile, no problem, at least jogging or running for the whole mile. And then by using intervals, especially by using Tabatas, I was actually able to learn to run a respectable mile at over 43 years old. Over 43 is when I started. So what this transformation challenge is going to be, and the reason I got trainer of the year back in 2013 and into 2014 when I had my fitness studio, is I specialized in figure transformations. We would do 2 things. We would drop sugar, we would lift weight, and we would do intervals. And so those are the 3 things I'm going to be talking about during this transformation challenge. Over on my website, catherinetraining.com, you can find the first training that we're going to do. For the first 2 weeks of this challenge, we're going to be doing the 9 lifts for insulin sensitivity. And that means you do 9 lifts, one after the other. Each lift is done to momentary failure. So in other words, we're going to start with either a push-up or a squat. Say we're going to start with the push-up. You're only going to do as many excellent push-ups as you can do. Now what I would do is I'd start with a full body push-up and then go to the knees. But at the point at which I can't do that perfect plank kneeling push-up, that's when I'm going to stop. And then we're going to go to squats, and you're going to pick a weight that's going to make it challenging. So we're doing 1 set to failure, correct? If you get to 16 reps, your weight is definitely too light. If you can't do six reps, your weight is too heavy. So there's how you figure out your weights. Get to 16, too light. Can't do 6, too heavy. Do 1 set. In weeks 3 and 4, we're going to be switching to the kind of training that actually helped me transform my body. I went from basically obese to a healthy weight in just 12 weeks. And that was because I was training and doing intervals and of course dropping sugar as well. But during these week 3 to 4, we're going to be doing a classic upper and lower body split. So if you're training Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you're going to go upper on Monday, lower on Wednesday, upper on Friday, and then you're going to switch that the next week. And then finally, in weeks 5 and 6, the absolutely most effective for body transformation, which in my